Welcome to the I-35 Capital Express South Project virtual stakeholder meeting, hosted by the Texas Department of Transportation, Austin District. TxDOT appreciates your interest and involvement in this project. This update includes changes to the proposed project design that have occurred following public input and additional analysis to improve mobility and safety. Given the circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic, along with TxDOT's commitment to protecting public health, this stakeholder meeting is taking place virtually to avoid in-person contact. This presentation covers the same information the Austin District would have presented at an in-person meeting. All meeting materials will be available online at www.mobility35openhouse.com from December 3rd through December 18th, 2020. I-35 through Austin is one of the most congested highways in Texas. It serves as the backbone of the local, regional, and national transportation network. Lack of mobility on I-35 threatens the economic livelihood of our city and our state. Improvements to this area are needed due to population and employment growth, which have caused increased congestion in the area. Mobility 35 program goals and objectives include enhancing safety, optimizing the roadway footprint, increasing capacity, minimizing additional right-of-way, managing traffic better, improving east-west connectivity, improving compatibility with neighborhoods, and enhancing bicycle, pedestrian, and transit options. The I-35 Capital Express program is part of the larger Mobility 35 program. It is made up of 3 standalone projects, North, Central, and South. The program proposes to add 1 to 2 non-tolled high-occupancy vehicle managed lanes along 28 miles of I-35 from SH-45 North to SH-45 Southeast. HOV lanes are reserved for vehicles with multiple occupants, including carpools, van pools, transit vehicles, and first responders. The I-35 Capital Express South project spans 8 miles of I-35 from SH-71 Ben White Boulevard to SH-45 Southeast. The project proposes to add 2 non-tolled managed lanes in each direction and improve safety and mobility throughout the corridor. The estimated construction cost is $300 million. The South project is in the environmental review and project design phase, with construction expected to begin in 2022. In 2019, the Texas Transportation Commission allocated funding to construct the South project, and TxDOT hosted an open house for the project on October 17, 2019. In 2020, public feedback was incorporated into the project design, and the project team conducted additional analysis to improve mobility and safety. A public hearing for the South project will be held in early 2021. During the October 2019 open house, TxDOT received 176 comments, with 110 comments expressing support for managed lanes, including non-tolled and tolled managed lanes. The public meeting summary report can be viewed on the Mobility 35 website at my35capx.com under Project Information and I-35 Capital Express South. The project proposes to add 7.6 miles of non-tolled managed lanes from SH-71 Ben White Boulevard to SH-45 Southeast and adds approximately 13 miles of new shared use paths in addition to 3 miles of recently constructed shared use paths. The image to the left depicts operational issues with the existing facility. The red X's indicate locations where on-ramps directly merge into the outside lane, causing congestion. The proposed I-35 improvements eliminate merging at these ramp locations and will greatly improve operations. The image to the right depicts the proposed elevated managed lanes, which provide benefits such as direct managed lane connections to and from SH-71 Ben White Boulevard and from the northbound entrance from Slaughter Lane. Direct managed lane connections eliminate weaving across main lanes. Other benefits include preserving recently constructed improvements, which are shown in bright blue at Stastny Lane and William Cannon, wider travel lanes and shoulders, which reduce crashes by 10% and 50% respectively, and the southbound bypass lane system from north of Stastny Lane to south of William Cannon Drive, which removes major merging and weaving operations from the main lanes and reduces through traffic at intersections. Adding auxiliary lanes reduces crashes by 20%. The updated design now proposes elevating the managed lanes between Stastny Lane and Slaughter Lane in the existing I-35 median. The elevated managed lanes allow for better incident management in the event of crashes or stranded motorists. They accommodate a southbound intersection bypass lane to serve local access, and they integrate recently constructed interchange improvements. Elevating the managed lanes also preserves right-of-way needed for these improvements. The proposed height of the managed lanes would vary from approximately 20 to 40 feet above the existing frontage roads. For reference, the SH-71 5-level interchange is approximately 90 feet tall. The height of the existing upper decks between Airport Boulevard and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard range from 25 to 35 feet above the frontage roads. The renderings shown illustrate what the elevated managed lanes would look like during the day and at night, and are from the perspective of looking south at Stastny Lane. On this slide, we see a typical cross-section of I-35 between Stastny Lane and William Cannon Drive facing south. The top image depicts the existing conditions of I-35 along this stretch of the corridor. The bottom image shows the proposed configuration at the same location, which would include 2 elevated managed lanes in both directions, 4 main lanes in both directions, 1 northbound extended entrance lane, 2 southbound bypass lanes, 2 frontage road lanes in both directions, and 10-foot shared use paths on both sides. Here we see a typical cross-section along I-35 from Slaughter Lane to SH-45 southeast, facing south. The top image depicts the existing conditions of I-35 along this stretch of the corridor. The bottom image shows the proposed configuration at the same location, which would include 2 at-grade managed lanes in both directions, 1 extended entrance lane in both directions, 1 additional frontage road lane along northbound I-35, and 10-foot shared use paths on both sides of I-35. On-street bicycle facilities would be added next to the sidewalk. The proposed improvements will also benefit transit users. The southbound bypass lanes would allow traffic to bypass the Stastny Lane and William Cannon Drive intersections to get to the Southpark Meadows Park and Ride at Slaughter Lane. Roadway users could also use the proposed southbound auxiliary lane to bypass the Slaughter Lane intersection and access Taft Lane, which provides a traffic signal-free route to the Southpark Meadows Park and Ride. The proposed managed lanes will benefit mobility on both the managed lanes and main lanes. With the improvements, AM peak travel time in 2030 is estimated to be an average 18 minutes faster on the managed lanes and an average 14 minutes faster on the main lanes, compared with doing nothing. Evening peak travel time in 2030 is estimated to be an average 13 minutes faster on the managed lanes and an average 4 minutes faster on the main lanes, compared with doing nothing. The I-35 Capital Express South project is currently in the environmental review and project design phase. Construction is anticipated to begin in 2022. The north and south projects will be constructed first and will provide a bypass of downtown Austin through other north-south roadways, including US 183, Loop 1, Loop 360, and SH 130. TxDOT encourages your feedback. Comments can be made by completing the online survey provided on this website or by emailing the team at my35capex@txdot.gov. For general questions about the proposed project, call 512-766-3472 during regular business hours. Thank you for your interest in the Capital Express South project.